Hi, this is a payment management systems developed in Python. The whole idea of this very one is to work out the weekly wages of an individual. So let me show you guys how it works. Okay, right here you can always enter your name. Let's say I enter my name and employer. Let's say I work for X-ray. Okay, and how many hours worked? We'll talk about, let's say 45 hours or 40. And right here my address, let's say we showed you. Okay, that's supposed to be my address and my NI. And so all you just need to do is then click on the weekly salary, and there, okay, you get the tax that is deducted. Well, that's your net pay, that's your gross pay. If you look at the tax that is deducted, if you add this to this, that will give you this, and that's your overtime pay. And we also have a payslip. You can click on the system for it to generate a payslip for you. You can see your name there, address, whoever you work for, national insurance number, hours worked, and so on. Okay, so you can also reset, enter another member of staff's name. Let's say we go for, maybe Peter or Perry. Perry is fine. Perry Peters. Okay, and he works for, maybe he works for the same company, X-ray, and hours work. At what rate? A rate of pay. Let's say it's getting about £25 an hour. Address, let's say London Road. One, 2, 3 London Road, and national insurance number. Okay, all you do is add that together. As you notice, because he has not worked over 40 hours, so there is no overtime there for him. Now let's generate a payslip for him. That's his payslip right there, and that is it, guys. So what I will do now is to take you guys straight into Python development environment, and we will put one of these together. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, we'll start a new project. Go to file, and right there let's enter as follows. We're going to import the following. I'm going to need my, let's go for the time. That will be date time. I'm going to need that. Then I will also need to import from, tick enter, import it all there. And the other library I'm going to need will be time, really. So I'm just going to copy that and paste that in there. I will need the time as well. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's start with the following. So that's the name for the project. Okay, we need an equals there, and let's give it a title. The title, and that should be lowercase, and the name of my product will be, maybe I should just call it payment or payroll. Let's just call it payroll. Right, That's the title right there, payroll system. Okay. Now let's set our geometry that will decide the size of the screen. Okay, I'm going to make that 1350 by 650 plus 0 coordinate right there. That is that. Okay, so let me just run this up here. Okay, let's save this application now and just run it and see what's happening. So I've called that payroll underscore weekly. Alright, that's my weekly payroll there. So save that. Now let's just run it so that you see how the interface looks. That's it. Okay, that's the geometry that I defined for the application. Alright, close that and let's start with, I'm going to start with what I'm going to refer to as top. That will be my frame right at the top. So and assign it to the root of the program, and the width of the frame 1350. Okay, for the height at the top, let's make that approximately 50. Right, now let's set a border of 8 and relief. Let's make that, let's erase that actually. Okay, there. And then you must make sure you pack top itself, and side equals right at the top. So that is that taken care of. Okay, so let me run this so that you guys see the frame itself. And there, that's the frame right now. Okay, so the next thing is to enter my sub frame. So those are the lines of codes for the frames that will be underneath, right underneath this top frame. So let me just run that for you guys. Let's save it first. I'll run it, then you see what I'm talking about. Right there, the first frame and the other frames. It's 1, 2, and 3 here. Okay, this one I'm going to make sure this one extend this way. And right here we have my Payslip, and this will be just for all the other information. Okay, let's close that and continue. Now, the next thing I will do, or I would like to do, is to re-enter my information title. So I'm going to call that LBL info K equals label. Just make that a label, and the label I want it inside tops right here, this very frame at the top. Okay, enter a comma there. Then the font, that is my font. So let me go for area. Okay, that is it right there. And the size, let's go for approximately 60, and we also need it to be bold. Alright, we need a comma here. So that will be the font for the list or for the title. Now the text for this title equals, let's just put a space in there and just call it, I'm going to call that payment management. 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . systems right there. Then I need a border for it. The border, let's go for 10 and just close that. Then we also need to get it in a grid right here. So the grid will be equals to 0 by 0. Okay, row equals 0 and the column equals 0 as well. So we can just save that or press Ctrl S and press F5. Get that out of the way. That is that sorted. So we have the title up there. Now that the title is in place, let me just create the other components that I intend to use. So I'm going to call this one LBL name equals label, and I want this very label to be right inside this frame right there, F1A there. Okay, and the text on it equals, I'm just going to call that name, comma. Then the font, let's make the font 16. Just copy this font, paste it there, change this to 16. Alright, so the border equals 20, and let's put a grid on it. So that will be 0 by, let's go for 0 by 0. Okay, so if I run that, let's save and run it and see how it will look like. There, that's how it looks for now. Okay, so let's come back in here, and right there I'll just speed up the rest, design the rest of the labels. Let's copy this and just paste it right there and rename it. Okay, this will be address. Okay, and the column of the address, that'll be in row 0 and column 1. So if I run that, it will be on the other side. Okay, let me just show it to you guys. That's how it will look for now. Why you won't be able to see the rest except if I change the rows. Let's say I change this to 1, 2 and 3. Save, press F5. That's what you will see. Okay, so let's just speed that up. For now guys, this is how all the labels look like. So let me just run it so that you see what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, so let's add the entry widget to it. So for the entry widget, the one that will be called, I'll just call it txt name equals entry, and I also want that in FL1, comma, and let's get a text variable in place. So I'm going to call the text variable name, as simple as that, comma, and the font, I'll make the font 16 as well. So let's just copy this, paste it there. And then we need, let's add a border to it, make that 16, and the width, make that 22. Justify equals left, and let's close that, and let's wrap it up here. Dot grade, and let's paste that in row equals 0 and column equals 1. Close that, press We'll press Control S and press F5. Okay, let's see what happened there. It's not defined. It is defined. Let's see. Oh, that should be 1. Right. Run it. Okay, let's see again. Oh, name is not defined. Let me define the name. I should have done that earlier. Maybe just put something here and just say equals. So that is the name defined now. Let's run it first. Okay, that's it. So that is how it looks like. So if I want one for address, that means I have to define another variable there for address. I can just copy that, paste, and change that to address. Copy, and that is the address defined. And just copy all of these, paste it underneath there, change this to address. This very one here, and change the text variable name to address as well. Then we also need to change this to 3. So if we run that, run it right now. Okay, there, this is how the system looks now. So I'm just going to speed that up. Okay, just speed that up now. Okay, those are the lines of code for the entry widget. Okay, maybe I should just put a comment there. Just say entry widget. Those are the lines of code, and right here the lines of codes for label, and right up there I now have all of my variables in place. Variables, those are the variables I intend to use. There they are. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is I'm going to declare just one single text widget that I'll be using that as my payslip. So change that to text widget. I'm just going to copy all of these, paste this there, and change the name to txt payslip, and change this. I'll just copy that and paste it there. Right. Okay, let's change this one to 1, and here that'll be 0. I really don't need all of these components in it. Okay, so let's get rid of that and change this to frame number 2, and right here I want the height. Let's make the height approximately 22, and the width, let's make that about 34, and the border for it, let's go for about 16. Font, just copy that again. That's the font for it anyway, right there. Let's make that 12. 16 might be too big, and close it. Then, but let me just run it so that you guys see. I will comment this out. I don't think you guys have seen. I don't think you've seen this in action. So let's run it, and you see what I'm talking about. Right there, and here, this is where we have my pay slips. Okay, so let's close that. Open this payslip up. I need a label for this payslip. Just copy this, copy that very label, paste it right here, and right here change this name to Payslip because I need it to be clear. And here I also need, let's enter, it's not going to be a Payslip, that'll be, I want it to display time, the date really, so get rid of this, and that will be F2 as well, the frame. Okay, so let's make this about 21. Get rid of all of this border and so on. Get rid of this, and now then the role is 500. Now I need to change this to date. Have a date of order. Okay, do I have, I should have a variable date of order. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now so all I then need to do is to attach date of order. That is it. Let's get the spelling right. Date of order. Let's make sure it's correct here as well. Alright, so date of order dot set. Okay, let's say time dot strf time, and that will be for the date will be pound d slash percentage m slash percentage y, and close that. So that should give me the dates really. Okay, so if I run it, what will happen is we should get the dates right on top of the payslip. Let's see. I have a date, but there's an error somewhere. Okay, let's see. Right here. Alright, let's take care of that. Okay, the height is taken care of, so let's see again. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now what is left is let's create some buttons here. Okay, right underneath here I'll now create my button. Okay, so those are for my buttons. Let's press enter so that you guys can see it right here. So let's start with my button. I'm going to call a BTN salary. Okay, equals button, and I want it to be resident inside F1B, comma, and txt equals, let's call that weekly salary. Get rid of this. Okay, then we have a comma there, so I'm just going to use the following command: equals wages. Let's call it just wages, or weekly wages. Weekly wages. That would be my command that I will use. Okay, let's pad it. Pad, that will be 16, and make that 16 as well. Then border, make that 8. For color, make that black, and the font, copy that font. Let's come down here so that you can see the font for this. Let's change that to about 16. Yeah, then the width equals 14. Then we want the height make that 1, close that dot grid, and that will be in row equals 0, column equals 0. Okay, all right, so let's run it, but there will be an error, so let me take this off for now. That is supposed to be the method or function. Okay, that's it right there. All right, so that's the button. You've seen that. Undo the, so that one is back there. So what I would do now is just pick that up. So we just speed it up for the other buttons. Now we now need to declare all of this, like I said earlier on, but they will give us an error. But let's delete it so that you see how all the buttons look like. Delete this other one as well. Reset. You can always get them back. And delete this. Delete this one as well. Exit. Okay, so we need to change the name of this button. This is reset. Okay, so let's run it. There we go. Those are all my buttons, but right now none of them do anything. Buttons. So I'm going to start with the exit button. So right here I have the exit. In the first place, I need to enter a command there. That is the exit command. Right, that's my exit. So maybe I should just call it I exit. So with the I exit, I will now declare a function. Let me declare the function right above my variable. So let's start by declaring a method there, I exit, entire parentheses. As you can see, the parenthesis is empty. So I'm going to then define a variable. I call it Q exit equals, I'll like the system to generate a message for me just to prompt the user to confirm if they would like to exit the system. Ask, that's a method within Python. Ask or no, yes or no. Okay, so right there I will enter as follows: payroll system. That's the name of my system, and comma, and right here I'll just enter, do you want to exit? Do you want to exit the system? Alright, so that is the prompt. So now I will then use an if statement. If Q exit less than 0, because the method here is a Boolean expression, so it's going to be 1 or 0 or yes or no. If root dot destroy, enter your parentheses and return there, and that's all there is to the exit. So if let's give that a try. Save. Let's check out the exit. That's the exit there. Click. If you click on no, you remain on the system. If you click on yes, you exit the system. So that's how the exit works. Now the second one, let's take care of the second one. Let's go for reset. That's my reset there. The whole idea is to clear all of this, to be able to clear it apart from the date. So let me just clear these ones. Okay, so I have to be able to clear it individually. So what I will do is to go to File, New Project, just paste everything in there, copy this, go to Edit, Find and Replace, like to, that would be dot set speech mark, close that, replace it all. That's it. That makes life easy for me. I'll just copy that. I can close this. I don't need it anymore, and paste it right underneath here. That is it. That's my reset button taken care of. So select it all and get it indented. There, that's taken care of. So if I compile and run, okay, enter whatever data I intend to enter in there. So let's just verify which one and which we can exit, so we can reset. Okay, I do need to enter the command here. Come right down to the reset button here. I need a command there. Okay, command equals reset. That's all you need to enter there. Okay, now that the reset is there, let's give it a run again. Save that. Let's enter some data in there. Okay, enter anything there. Let's click on reset. Yeah, all of these respond to the command, but the text box here is not responding to the command. So let's go back into the function reset up here. Okay, so let's take care of that. So that will be txt payslip dot delete. Okay, so that would be speech mark 1.0, close that, comma, end, and that should take care of that. So I'm gonna save that and run it. Yeah, there we go. So let's enter some value in here randomly. Click there. The reset now works. So exit is taken care of and reset is taken care of. So let's exit. Now the next step, or the next thing we need to do now, let's define another method. Okay, that had to start from there. All right. Okay, so this function will be for, that will be for the information system, so I'll call it enter info. Yeah, so just before I should just create a command first. Let's come right down, create a command, and I will also need another one for, yeah, I'm gonna need two of those. This one will be for the payslip. Yeah, command equals enter info, and the other one, that will be weekly wages. Let's put another one here, command equals, let's say weekly wages. Alright, let's just copy this, copy, and go back right up there where we have all our functions right there. So might as well create another one for the weekly wages before I forget. Right, so let's take care of the information one first. So that will be payslip, this very one, dot insert. I would like it to insert as follows: end, comma, then let's use backslash t to give me a space, so I'll just call that payslip right there, and maybe two backslash for new line. Okay, close that. Alright, and the next thing is all of this component here I want to get them to appear on the system. So let's say txt payslip. So we're using exactly the same lines of code here. Let's just copy that, paste that in there. But this time around I want as follows. That would be name. I want the name but without the tab. Let's get rid of the tab. Maybe the tab can be here. 2 tabs here. Alright. Now come out of there and say plus this variable name right here, this very one. Just copy it and paste it right here. Okay, dot get right there, and let's ask it to enter new line for me. So I'm just going to enter 2 new lines there, and that is that for the variable names. So let's just copy that and come here. Let's take care of that of maybe address. I'm going to copy address right there, paste it in here, and paste address here. That is that taken care of. Or maybe I should just enter this. Let's enter column there, another column here. So that is the address taken care of. Maybe 1 tab here, another tab. Right. Okay, let's take care of maybe just copy 2. Copy both. Paste. And now I'll take care of employer. Let's call that employer. Come in here, paste. And the name there should be employer as well. Right. Then let's take care of the NI. This will be NI, the national insurance number, and this is NI. Okay, let's just speed that up. Alright, this is how it looks now. It's not going to do much, but let's just give it a try and see, so that you guys see what I'm talking about. I've commented this one out. Okay, it's giving us error because it's been commented out, so let's just leave it there and comment it. Let's see if it's going to let us do it. Alright, we still have the same problem, so comment it out and just come right down here, get rid of it entirely. That's it, just delete it. We cut it off, paste it somewhere here, comment it out. Now file, save and run, and we'll come back to it. There. So if I enter name there, let's say the name is Steve. Okay. Employer, let's say airport system. Hours work, let's say make that up, and we enter whatever in there. If I click on receipt, there you can see the receipt. So that's how that works. Okay, so the receipt is taken care of. Now click on reset and click on exit. So now let's take care of the weekly salary. So I'm now going to get this back to where it was. Let's say undo, undo and undo one more time. There we go, it's right there. So let's come up here where we have our function weekly wages. So we start by entering as follows. I'm going to declare the following variable: hours worked per week. Okay, then this is the content that goes into the text box is then stored into hours worked per week. So the next one would be wages. Wages per hour. Okay, now that I have the two inputs, now I now need pay due equals wages per hours. We multiply that by hour work per week. Let's just copy that. Okay, multiply that by hours worked per week. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is payment due equals, let's enter the pound sign, comma, convert it to string, and percentage dot 2f, I will convert it to 2 decimal place, and pound sign, sorry, percentage, open a bracket, pay due, and close the bracket. Alright, so that is taken care of. So what I would do is just speed that up. Let's speed it up. Okay, that is the weekly wages calculation there. So have a good look at it because you will need it. Okay, hopefully that should take care of the calculation. So if I come to file and save and run it, let's see, no error as you can see. So let's run it now. Just enter how many hours worked there anyway in the first place, and let's say per hour is being paid £15.90. So we just need to click on here and there. Okay, then you can enter this guy's name, or maybe his name is Luke Jones. Alright, and employed by Kingsland Rail or Rails. Okay, address London MNYY. Okay, and national insurance number. So you click on view payslip. There, that's his payslip there. Okay, so exit. So what I would do now is to just show you guys all of the lines of code, taking it from the top. So have a look. I import, give my system a name, create all my frames from here to here. Those are my frames. That is the heading or the title. That is the function exits from here to here. That's function exit. Function reset, or you can call it method reset or method exit. Method and enter information into or onto the payslip, or you can change the name to whatever you want. And this function is to carry out all of the calculation that you saw earlier. Okay, here the data entered into the hour, this is for hours, and this is the pay. Okay, it's then converted and stored in here. There we go. And but here, if hours worked is less than 40, then the following calculation takes place. If it's more than 40, this following calculation takes place. Here are my variables, and here is the time that you saw on the payslip. Right here I have all my labels, and here I have all my entry widget. Then I have text widget here, which is and that's what I use as the payslip. Right here are the buttons. Okay guys, with that I'm going to call it the end of this program. I suppose you guys enjoy it. Rate this very program and do subscribe. So with that, I'm just gonna say bye for now. Have a nice day guys, and bye for now.